Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Filmbox podcast. I am your host, Aaryn Souza. I'm joined today by the usual crew, Connor, Jameson, Sam Majewski. How are you guys doing today on this post-Thanksgiving episode?
Tired.
Yeah,
We're recording this in the morning, the day after Thanksgiving, which is a choice.
Yeah, well, peek behind the curtains too. So yesterday was Nate's first Thanksgiving, and we gave him a good amount of turkey.
Ooh.
1 a.m.
Oh no.
Yeah, shit it all out.
Oh no.
So we're tired.
Yeah, that's not fun. Sam, how was your Thanksgiving?
It was good. It was good. I did a lot of packing. So, in the
Nice.
morning, I went to the gym to get a little Thanksgiving pump in, Thanksgiving Day pump in, and then I had to do a lot of packing, and then and then ate some food. So
Wonderful. Well, today we are celebrating Thanksgiving all over again by revisiting a classic. We're talking about Planes, Trains, and Automobiles from 1987, starring John Candy and Steve Martin. So we will be doing an in-depth review of that movie. But before we do that, we got to talk about what we've been watching lately. So, Sam, it means we'll start with you. What have you been watching?
all right. So I have a few movies that I watched over the last week or so. Just to put on not really in the background while I was packing, but to like put on and then like watch while I pack, if that makes sense. So after Insomnia, I wanted the new Sisu movie came out in theaters, so I watched the original Sisu, which I haven't seen before. It's pretty good. It's fun. Yeah. And then obviously I went to go see Sisu Road to Revenge in the theaters, which they're fun movies. It's exactly what you expect a World War II John Wick to be.
Yeah, I've heard like surprisingly good things about Sisu 2.
I mean, I gave it a 4-star.
It was crazy.
You have to go in expecting it's not like a real. It's a John Wick movie, you know.
Yeah.
You have to go in expecting it's not real. This guy blows up. He does a front flip in a fucking tank.
Well, the ending of the first one is like he dive bombs a plane, and he just walks out of like mud, like unscathed.
That's hilarious.
Yes. And at the end of not to spoil it or anything, but like at the end of the movie, he fires there's a rocket on a train. It's like a train scene, the last scene. There's a rocket on the train. He lights the rocket and he rides it, the train disconnected, and he rode the train on the rocket. Like
this movie sounds incredible.
I mean, again, you have to go in expecting it's one of those kind of movies, and it was fun, and it was super comical too. Like trying to be, but not trying to be. Like not really like comedy, but like just stupid shit that happens that's funny.
Outlandish.
You know? It's like the directors, the producers, and everyone they all got really high, and they're like, "What can we put in this movie that's gonna look fucking awesome?"
Yeah, it's very much like they watch John Wick. They're like, I can do this better.
Yeah, but with a guy that's 40 years older than him.
Exactly.
But so those two were good. And then I was just scrolling on Netflix. Maze Runner has been on my list for a while. I mean, I've seen the first one before, but I really wanted to rewatch it. And I ended up watching all three of them. So
nice.
And I was still in the sci-fi mood, so I watched Oblivion with Tom Cruise and In Time with Amanda Seyfried and Justin Timberlake. So
I've never even heard of that movie.
It was good. Actually, it was pretty good. It's about like instead of money as currency, it's time as currency.
Oh yes. I have seen this.
Or seen their forearm.
Yeah,
I've seen clips of this movie on TikTok.
Yes.
Same.
So, it was pretty good. And then I was in the mood for some Knives Out, so I rewatched Knives Out, and then later that day I went to the theaters and watched Wake Up Dead Man because it was playing in my theater. It was very good. Interesting but pretty good. Yeah, I'm still sitting on it. I watched it 2 days ago. I think Knives Out is obviously number one. Um, this is probably it's just it's a very different type of movie than Knives Out and Glass Onion.
Interesting.
Um, it was a very darker feel to it.
Hmm.
But I kind of like the way it went. So
Nice.
yeah, I'm still sitting on my thoughts on it. So
Um, is that it? Are you
that is
drinking
it.
anything this morning?
Just iced tea.
Nice. Well, I have seen let's see, 5, technically 6 movies since we last recorded. Started off with a triple feature day. So
Nice.
half the movies I saw all in one day. It was in the morning on the 21st I watched Train Dreams, which is the newest Netflix film starring Joel Edgerton and Felicity Jones. That was incredible. What an
Yeah.
amazing movie. Heartbreaking and terribly sad, but gorgeous visuals, really good acting. I have always been a very big fan of Joel Edgerton. So I just thought he was really, really good in this movie. Um, so I really liked it. I thought it was is very entertaining. Really great to look at. Very deep introspective story. So that was cool. Then I watched When Harry Met Sally because I needed some fall vibes. And I forget every time I watch that movie that how much I actually love that movie. And then it's like, oh, I'll just put it on in the background. I'm working. I got to get some work done, whatever. And am like captivated by it every time I see it. And then that night, I went and saw something new. I was lucky enough to be invited to an early screening of Marty Supreme, the new Timothy Chalamet movie, with a Q&A with Josh Safdie at the end, which I don't know if either of you knew, but I didn't know. Josh Safdie is a BU film school grad.
Hmm.
So he did a Q&A live with one of his old professors from film school, which was very cool. The movie itself was very, very good. I won't spoil anything, but I think Timothy Chalamet, it might be his best performance in his career. Very hectic, very frantic, very much kind of in the same vibe of Uncut Gems. If you like that movie, you'll definitely get the same feel with this movie, but also with the added element of like this is a kid who has a passion and a dream who's just trying to do everything he can to accomplish that dream, and that dream is play ping pong. And he's really good at it, and the ping pong scenes are really fucking good. And all the performances are great. I actually was quite surprised with Gwyneth Paltrow, Kevin O'Leary, shockingly really good. And Odessa Zion, or I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly, was really good as well. But Timothy Chalamet was the man. He absolutely stole the show. So definitely check that out when it comes out on Christmas Day. And then on the 24th, I watched The Holdovers because I was getting into a bit more of the Christmas mood. And then back-to-back days of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, so I did a twofer with that. And that's what I've seen. And I have a sparkling ice plus caffeine strawberry citrus flavor. And it's spilled all over me.
Nice. So I get a phone call. Not dealing with that. From my doctor.
Oh. Well,
Alright.
Connor, what have you been watching?
Like, I think she just brought so much warmth to the movie, especially when like Joel Edgerton is just like kind of like. I saw a post that he's like, my name's not Christina. Why the fuck are you calling for Christina? Sorry. I saw a post and he's kind of made this niche of kind of like an anti-charismatic lead. And I feel like she just does so much to kind of like bring warmth to that. And then, yeah, like you said, it's terribly tragic, but it brings so much humanity to it. Loved it. It's top 3 movie of the year for me.
Lovely.
Then I watched No Other Choice. The Park Chan-wook movie about how trying to find a job makes you homicidal.
Wild.
And
Great concept. I love
fucking
it.
insane. I loved it. It's so funny. The visuals are on another level. Oh my god, it's perfectly acted, just beautiful. Like no one's doing it like him.
Mm-hmm.
Another top 10 movie of the year for me. But then I watched Cure from 1997, and this was on my watch list for so long, and I could just never find it. And then Letterboxd gave me that little alert, like, oh, it's somewhere where you said that you can watch it, and I just ended up renting it on YouTube.
Oh, I didn't know that was even a feature on Letterboxd.
Yeah, if you have like movies on your watch list and you do like the just watch thing and select the services you have, it'll tell you when a movie on your watch list is on your service. Yeah.
Interesting.
So I rented it, watched it, loved it, knocked Longlegs down a star.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. It is so good. The killer in that movie is so fucking terrifying, and it's not even like played to be like scary like that. He's just so intimidating, and it's like this scrawny little guy, but it's just so good. The tension is so good. I had goosebumps just from dialogue that I had to read because obviously it's
not in English.
Not in English, yeah. But yeah, it's just so good. Huge recommend. Top 25 movie for me.
Wow.
Yeah. And then Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Wonderful.
Oh yeah, I guess I forgot.
And what are you drinking?
I guess I forgot to mention I watched
Planes,
Trains.
I assumed you did. We are doing an episode on it.
Yeah.
Sam's just gonna go with this episode based on vibes.
Yeah. It's like I don't remember anything that happened. We're just gonna roll with it.
John Candy fella, he's good.
Yeah.
I got a little Dunkin' drink.
Nice. Okay, well, are you guys ready to talk about planes, trains, and automobiles?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let me just pull up our little thing here because I don't remember the format.
Nice.
Even though I'm the host of this show.
It's morning for all of us.
Yeah, it's all right. So I do have to ask each of you: have you seen this movie before, or is this a first time watch?
First time.
Connor,
First
Sam.
time. Well, okay.
What?
It's a first time like fully watching it. I've seen like bits and pieces of it.
I assume.
I mean, yeah, I've seen clips, but
Yeah.
Like, it's like every Thanksgiving it's on. You get like parts of it.
Exactly. Like I've seen, not to, I'm gonna spoil it in my section, but like the scene of them driving the wrong way in traffic, I've seen that part like many times.
Yeah, this is definitely a movie that like probably over the collective of your life, even if you hadn't watched it all the way through, you've seen most of it.
Yeah.
Just from various parts at various Thanksgivings.
It's on TBS or AMC or something like that.
Right. And that's really, I think, kind of the beauty of this movie is how iconic, I guess, it is, and like available, and everyone kind of remembers it, even though they might not have seen it all the way. Like they can pinpoint something about it. So, all right. Well, I don't have to ask anyone about their first impressions. I have seen it before, but that's okay. But do any of you own this movie on physical media?
I do not.
I do. I do have the DVD of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Interesting, because I watched it on this version on my computer, and I actually thought it was pretty good. I am a DVD fan. I don't particularly like. I'm not like I hate the quality. It's so low quality kind of person. But I've heard that both the Blu-ray and the 4K remaster or release of this movie are both very, very bad. Just bad transfers and like lots of noise removal in the 4K that makes everything look very fake.
Interesting.
That I'm kind of bummed about, but the DVD looks great. So happy about that.
I feel like movies before a certain time, you're better off just going DVD anyway. It's like that's kind of how they were meant to be.
Really
seen.
Nostalgic about a DVD.
Yeah, like you should see like every crease on John Candy's face.
Absolutely.
You don't need to see every hair on his mustache.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like it goes both ways. Like, I love a good DVD release, but also there are classic movies, like anything from the 70s and 80s that you put out a really good 4K of, and it's like blown away. Like Jaws. Jaws,
Yeah.
Watching Jaws on 4K is like a transformational experience.
That was spiritual for me.
Yeah, but also seeing it on DVD, you're just like, this is amazing as well.
Yeah.
It's just got that nostalgic vibe to it.
You know that thing, like the little binocular thing where it's just like the pictures that you have to just flip through? I could watch it on that and I would be like, I would transcend.
You have to, it's all of the frames of the movie and just like clicking through it. Like, I
can
do
make
this.
the sound effects and I'd still be like, this is cinematic.
That's hilarious. Well, if you're not like me and you don't have this movie, you can watch it. It's available on the stream on Pluto TV, the Roku channel, Paramount Plus, or MGM Plus, or any TV station during Thanksgiving.
I watched it on Canopy.
Oh, or Canopy. Look at that.
Thank you, library card.
Yeah, if Canopy's great. If you have the ability to get Canopy, get Canopy. So Sam, I'm going to ask you. We've done a John Candy movie before on this podcast. We did Summer Rental, which is probably his most iconic work, I must say. But where does John Candy rank amongst your favorite comedic film actors?
Oh, he's got to be. He's way up there. I mean, just like him in Uncle Buck, because I just recently watched that for the first time, and both The Great Outdoors. It's just that slapstick that is just, it reminds me of like the I don't know, it's just the slapstick that you can go in, expect that and leave satisfied,
Yeah. He's very lovable. He's like very like,
right.
You watch him and you feel happy watching him
like
perform.
He's charismatic, but not in like the sexy way,
Yes.
A platonic charismatic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, you want to give him
He's like,
a hug.
I want to be best friends with this man.
Yeah.
Or it's like, I want him to be my dad or my uncle,
Maybe uncle.
Maybe uncle.
Yeah.
I don't know. Summer Rental. He was a dad in Summer Rental, and it was great. He was very good.
But
abandoned his children for a boat.
Yeah. And he's just one of those faces that like you recognize, and even in his smaller roles, like he's in Home Alone for what, like 10 minutes, if that. And he like just stole the show, like when he was in that, so
yeah, he is an iconic cameo actor.
Right.
Like, even I've watched it in I was watching Career Opportunities the other day, which we talked about, which is the Jennifer Connelly film, which is not very good, but he has a cameo as the manager of Target who hires the main character. And I mean, absolutely incredible. Stole the movie. Like, he was the best part of the movie, and he was in it for 5 minutes.
Yeah. I think my first time watching him was in Spaceballs, which is wild that I watched him in Spaceballs before I watched him in Home Alone. But
that was definitely my first intro to him too, was Spaceballs.
Yep. So
well, Connor, I will ask you, is this the best Thanksgiving movie?
It's funny because I did look this up because I figured it would be brought up.
It would be brought up.
It's not a big selection. I feel
no, it's not.
I feel like Thanksgiving is a very underexplored holiday for movies. It definitely is. I mean, there's Thanksgiving, the slasher
the horror movie.
Yeah, off the top of my head. Which
there's the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving movie.
That is true.
That takes the cake for me.
Okay.
It's a classic because it takes place on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
But
and
no,
we did review it, so
exactly. Hey, Chuck. No, this is a very good. I would say probably the best that at least I've seen, just because there is that home feeling of like that race to get home for Thanksgiving. That we're at that age now. We all are away from home. We live on our own. So we all do have to drive or like fly to go see our parents. So
Yeah.
we do kind of relate to that, of like that journey. And luckily it's not as chaotic, but
Yeah, have any of you ever had travel experiences like this? Like I have not. I've been lucky enough to not have major. I did have recently a travel fiasco at the tail end of our travel back from Colorado to visit Sam, but I haven't been this unlucky.
no, the only thing is when I went to Italy, I left my wallet in JFK.
Oof, that's tough.
Luckily I had my passport, but I had to get a whole new wallet.
That's tough.
Yeah, I mean, I have nothing as bad. I've had experiences, but like nothing as bad as this.
Yeah.
Just delay. Like I've obviously had like multiple hour delays and stuff like that.
I have never had a flight delay. Knock on wood. Never had a flight delay.
When I was sitting on the plane.
Oh, you know what? Okay, I'll give it that. I did have we were like we can't take off quite yet, but it was.
Yeah.
I mean, that's barely a delay.
Well, yeah, maybe for
depends
you.
how long. Depends how long you're on the tarmac.
Yeah,
It was like a half hour. It wasn't that bad.
We were sitting for like 30, 90 minutes
Eesh.
between that.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the background of this movie because there's some interesting stuff about the behind the scenes here, including the fact that John Hughes came up with the idea from this movie because he had his own terrible travel experience, where he was let's see. Is based on an incident that actually happened when he was an advertising copywriter. He set out from New York to go to Chicago on Thanksgiving weekend, and after a 5-day delay, ended up in Phoenix, Arizona via Wichita, Kansas. And he said there was an old guy there, a salesman who had been on the road for years. He knew everything about this kind of situation. I kind of hung out with him. I was so impressed by this guy's understanding of the situation. So that's where he came up with the idea of this movie. That sounds like a nightmare. I can't imagine being stuck for 5 days, being rerouted.
How do you miss Chicago and end up in Arizona?
Dude, I don't know what what is it? I don't know what a blizzard in Chicago has to do with you being in Wichita.
Yeah. Just give me a parachute. I'll jump.
Oh man. And then of course, according to the oral history that was written by Vanity Fair, Hughes, who was known to do this, he wrote the entire script over the course of a weekend. And he was like he did like the Stephen King thing where it was like, you cannot contact me. I will be unreachable. And he just locks himself away and writes for 3 days straight. And then comes back with a script. And that sounds like a maniac. He sounds like a serial killer.
Yeah, probably easier to do in the 80s.
Yes. So they also did a lot of rewrites with this movie and improvisation with Candy and Steve Martin. Which resulted in the first cut of the film being 3 hours and 45 minutes long.
Oh, jeez.
Jesus Christ.
Yep.
You're going to see every single state they're in.
Yeah. It had a number of additional characters and subplots. One of the key subplots was about Neil's wife not believing him and suspecting that he was with another woman. And then another one of the deleted subplots showed that the state trooper revealed to Del and Neil that they actually drove past Chicago and had been pulled over in Wisconsin. And that explains why it took them 2 days to get to Chicago from St. Louis and why the state trooper has a Wisconsin patch on his uniform. And then another kind of fun little tidbit here that I saw. No transportation company wanted to appear inept or deficient, so the crew had to rent 20 miles of train track, refurbish old railroad cars, construct a set that looked like an airline terminal, design a rent-a-car company logo and uniforms, and rent 250 cars for the rent-a-car sequence. That is no way could you do that today. No. Not a chance.
Just slap a blue screen or a green screen in the background. And that's okay.
100%. and like the producers, as soon as that first transaction goes through, you'd get a phone call like, "What the fuck did you just buy for $1 billion?"
You bought a whole railroad. No. We rented it.
Just say you
Don't
rented
worry.
it.
Oh, great.
We bought the stuff to make an airline terminal. So, and then before we get into the details of the movie and stuff like that, I do have a little bit of what ifs for you. So John Hughes originally wanted Tom Hanks for the role of Neil and John Travolta for the role of Del. Terrible. Absolutely not. I can see Tom Hanks. John Travolta, not a chance. And then, of course, Rick Moranis was considered for the role of Neil. Love that.
Yeah, I was gonna
that
say
would have
that
been
one.
awesome.
Okay.
And John Goodman was also considered for Del Griffith. Kind of neat.
I can see that.
Yeah. Going
Maybe
on the
not
other
so
ends.
neat. Maybe not so neat here. Chevy Chase as Neil, and also Michael Keaton as Neil. I can see Keaton. Chevy
Yeah.
Chase, I mean, would probably actually be a good Neil, but like, fuck that guy. So, and then of course at the end here, I've got Dudley Moore, Bill Murray, and Robin Williams were considered for the role of Del Griffith, but really, Steve Martin and John Candy ended up being the only choice. They were the best choices, I think. Okay, well, some of the background here. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, if you're not familiar, is a 1987 American road trip comedy film written, produced, and directed by John Hughes.
Just a little guy.
Starring Steve Martin and
Just a
John
little
Candy.
guy called John Hughes. Maybe.
Yeah, he only did The Breakfast Club and 16 Candles and,
Uncle Buck.
some of the most
most.
some of the most iconic coming of age films of the 80s. It's fine. This movie was produced by Paramount Pictures and distributed on by Paramount as well. Released November 25th, 1987 with a runtime of 92 minutes. It had a budget of $15 million and had made how much money at the box office?
15.
45.
Yeah, 15 was the budget.
50.
49.5 was the number.
Just missed it.
Just
My rule of
missed it.
thumb is now just triple the budget. If
Yeah,
you have a
right.
Movie.
About
Unless
give or
you're
take.
Anaconda.
Yeah. Then a third.
yeah.
Rule of threes.
But so that's kind of the background of this movie, but we got to talk about what people actually thought about it, which means we go to Sam to give us
Yes.
the scores and the reviews.
All right. So Planes, Trains, and Automobiles currently is sitting at a 93% on Tomato Meter, the critics, with an 87% on the audience score. So pretty even and pretty high up there. Do we want to do the good or bad first?
Yeah, start with the
Okay.
good.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll run through Roger Ebert's review on this. Just thought it would be a good idea to actually talk about a good review of a good movie instead of just the bad reviews.
Just the bad.
Yeah. So I'm not going to read his entire review. You can go read that on his website.
Please no.
But yeah, so he really enjoyed it. There's just one paragraph. There's these two paragraphs I'll read off right now, but some movies are obviously great. Others gradually thrust their greatness upon us. When Planes, Trains, and Automobiles was released in 1987, shut up. I enjoyed it immensely. Gave it a favorable review and moved on. But the movie continued to live in my memory. Like certain other popular entertainments, i.e., It's a Wonderful Life, E.T. the Extraterrestrial, and Casablanca, it not only contained a universal theme, but it also matched it with the right actors and story, so that it shrugged off the other movies of its kind and stood above them in a kind of perfection. This is the only movie our family watches as a custom most every Thanksgiving. Then he goes into depth about the story and everything like that, and there's this one paragraph. Where is it? At the end of his review that I'd like to point out also. So this says, one night a few years after Planes, Trains, and Automobiles was released, I came upon John Candy sitting all by himself in a hotel bar in New York, smoking and drinking, and we talked for a while. Imagine just rolling up into a hotel and seeing John
Crazy.
Candy.
Crazy.
We were going to be on the same TV show the next day. He was depressed. People loved him, but he didn't seem to know that, or it wasn't enough. He was a sweet guy and nobody had a word to say against him, but he was down on himself. All he wanted to do was make people laugh. But sometimes he tried too hard, and he hated himself for doing that in some of his movies. I thought of Dell. There is so much truth in the role that it transforms the whole movie. Hughes knew it and captured it in Only the Lonely from 1991, and Steve Martin knew it and played straight into it. So I just feel like that was a very heartfelt paragraph.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I mean, and I think it really surmises who John Candy was. You know, he was. If you've watched the new documentary, "I'd Like Me," I mean, he was. Everyone loved him, but also he had a difficult time with himself because of those reasons. But he was always ultimately happy with who he was as a person. But man, that's just really very introspective.
But
And what did Ebert give the movie, by the way?
4 out of 4.
4 stars. 4 out of 4. So he really liked it.
Yes. All right, but as always, this movie was well received, so we have to do the
Nope. I had it ready too. Let me just get a clean one real quick.
All right.
Dude, I was ready. I was like, I'm gonna fucking nail it this time.
You pointed 450 and struck out.
Oh man.
All right. So on IMDb, it currently is sitting at a 7.6 stars out of 10. And there's only 3 1-star reviews.
Oh God.
But this one says lame jokes like a kids movie, but too much swearing for kids. At the time of writing, the IMDb score was a 7.6 out of 10. I was expecting it to be at least watchable. I didn't have very high expectations considering the age of the movie, but even my low expectations proved too much. Faults in the terrible movie include terrible unfunny jokes, foul language that makes it unsuitable for kids, terrible acting. The characters make absolutely idiotic decisions that make no sense and continuous worsen their predicament. Whenever there is a choice to be made, they make the one that is the opposite of what any reasonable person would do. The whole point is cliche and boring. Final comment. This movie is unwatchable garbage and a complete waste of time.
Too much swearing. It's one scene,
and it's rated R for can't take your kids to see a rated R movie.
We're gonna talk about it later, but like it's literally one scene. Oh man, I love it. Well, Connor, it's time for you to bring us through this movie so we can start talking about it critically. Why don't you run us through the plot of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles?
Yep, so here it is in a nutshell. In New York City, 2 days before Thanksgiving, advertising executive Neil Page is eager to return to his family in Chicago. After a prolonged business meeting with an indecisive client, Neil struggles to secure a taxi during rush hour. Although he bribes a man to give up his cab, another man swoops in and takes it instead. He arrives at the airport, and while waiting for his delayed flight, he meets Del Griffith, the chatty man who stole his cab. When they finally board, the two are seated next to each other, much to the chagrin of Neil, and the flight lands in Wichita as storms close all air traffic in Chicago. The two men end up sharing a motel room together thanks to Del's connection in the shower ring game, but are robbed of their cash overnight. They then purchase train tickets, but the train breaks down in Jefferson City, Missouri, leaving them stranded before taking a bus to St. Louis. Neil wants to part ways, but after being abandoned in a rental car lot at the Lambert Airport with no car, Del is there to pick him up in his own rental car after he crashes out. While they make the drive back, Del nearly kills them both by driving down the wrong way on the freeway and ignites the car on fire from a misthrown cigarette, burning Neil's wallet in the fire. They drive the burnt car to a near motel, and Neil is able to get a room by trading his watch, but he leaves Del out in the cold until his better nature calls him in. The two bond over their journey. Sam's trying to not be in heaven. The two bond over their journey, and in the morning, a milk truck picks them up and brings them all the way back to Chicago. As the two men depart at the station, Neil realizes that Dell wasn't being completely honest with him, and he returns to the station, where Dell confesses that he doesn't have a home ever since his wife passed 8 years prior. Neil brings him home for Thanksgiving and introduces him to his family as his new friend. And that is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles in a nutshell.
Awesome. Well, before we get into what we liked and didn't like about this movie, I just want to share real quick, because I have a visual of the entire timeline of this trip.
I saw
I
the
just
roadmap.
Yeah, I wanna share.
I thought you were going to say the visual of my
Your heaven.
Yeah, of the heaven. No. So, can you guys see this okay? So I found this online. This is the actual timeline of the trip. So, New York to Chicago gets rerouted to Wichita, Kansas, 1,300 miles.
Wild.
Doobie's Taxiola to the Braidwood Inn. He takes them on a tour of the entire area, which is also part of the deleted scenes, which I didn't mention. They found 75 minutes plus of deleted scenes
Jesus Christ.
that they put onto the 4K edition release from the Hughes family archive. So there's a lot of extra content with this movie. But anyways, Doobie's Taxiola to the Braidwood Inn, they travel maybe 100 miles. Crazy. Then they get picked up in the back of a pickup truck by Gus's son, Owen. And they travel 27 miles to the Amtrak station in Newton. It's not Amtrak, it's like Camtrak or whatever. Then they take the train 360 miles to Jefferson City, Missouri, where it flames out.
Yeah.
And then they have to take a bus from Jefferson City to the St. Louis airport, which is 125 miles. Then the rental car from St. Louis to somewhere around the El Rancho Motel, 350 miles. And then the motel stop the motel to the police stop to the refrigerator truck is maybe 98 miles. Total trip 2,300 miles across 3 different days. Hell. This is hell on earth. This is a nightmare.
This will relate to my hot take.
Okay. So that is the timeline of this trip. But let's talk about what we really liked with Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I'll start with one just kind of as a fun one. It's not going to be super high level, but I just got to say, the name Del Griffith might be the greatest name any character has ever been given in a movie for that character.
Oh, for that character, yeah. But Reynolds Woodcock is one that we have.
Reynolds Woodcock is great. But Del Griffith is yes, that is a guy who absolutely sold shower curtain rings in the 1980s. No doubt in my mind that that man existed.
On a similar point, it's very light. I like that Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is also the path that they took. They started on a plane, then they went to a train, and then they decided to go
all
automobiles. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, very on the nose.
Exactly. I like when the name of the movie is also basically the plot.
Mm-hmm. And can I give you too the concept of the movie, which is a reluctant buddy comedy road trip movie? It's a great idea. That's a great idea for a movie. I don't know. It's just there's something that's so good about two people that don't want to be together, but then they're stuck together and they have to be on the road for X amount of time. That's just very fun. I love a good road trip movie anyways. So this is just perfect for me.
Yeah. It's like this and Midnight Run.
Yeah. Oh, Midnight Run is amazing too.
Mm-hmm.
That's got to be one that we review on this pod eventually.
Yeah.
Sam, what is something you liked about this movie?
Well, I mean, we can just go over it right now, but the acting, casting was incredible. Yeah, I think Steve Martin played that guy that doesn't really, just wants to keep to himself, but also is kind of not
a dick.
Kind of a dick. Yeah, not he's kind of selfish in a way.
Yeah.
obviously, that goes on and changes throughout the movie, but I think he played that really well. And then he's another one of those actors that can literally probably like do anything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He plays the straight man very well.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. And he's very self-centered in this movie, which works with the character.
right. And then yeah, John Candy. We've obviously already talked about
Legendary.
him, so
Mm-hmm. His quotes are so fucking funny. in
Oh,
this.
I got a section for quotes.
Oh, yeah.
So
Okay.
don't
Oh,
you
yeah.
worry.
I wrote down like 7.
Yeah.
That
Oh, yeah.
I had to stop I was watching this at like 11 last night. I had to stop, write them down, and then keep going. It had like
That's
30
awesome.
minutes.
No, I really like on that same vein, the dynamic between Steve and John is really good. You were mentioning about Steve Martin's character. One of the things that I noticed, having seen this a few times, but like I really particularly picked on this time, is that character is like self-centered to a point where he literally doesn't ask Del a single question about him. Like he basically only knows this guy's name, and he knows that he has a wife, but he doesn't ask him, like, he doesn't find out that his wife is dead until the end of the movie. Basically doesn't find out that he's homeless until the end of the movie. Doesn't know anything else about him other than he sells shower curtain rings. Like, he doesn't want to find out anything more, whereas Del, this lovable, heartfelt, like, he's talking about his family, and like he knows about, and by the end of the movie he knows about Del's family, or Neil's family, and he knows like his personality and like what he does and how, he knows so much more because he's conversationalist. He asks it. That dynamic I just really like. I think that's really cool.
I know it's common in these types of movies too to have like a very type A person with a type B.
Mm-hmm.
I think, sometimes there's a line before it gets annoying, and sometimes it does kind of cross it, but I do feel like they always found their way back to being like enjoyable.
Yeah. There's a particular scene towards the end that is like my favorite scene in the movie. That is just, plays that, like, bringing it back from the comedic levels that I think is really great.
Yeah.
Connor, what did you like?
I like that, at least for like the first couple incidents, that none of the hijinks that get them off their track are like super unrealistic. Like, yeah, a storm is gonna get the flight delayed. They're gonna have to land somewhere else. Obviously, it's Thanksgiving week. Hotels are gonna be booked up, so they're gonna have to find an alternative solution there. The train, it's not like something wacky happened, like there's a banana
Right.
peel on the track that like
Right.
this whole like, okay, it just caught
The train
fire.
breaks down. You're
Exactly.
fucked.
It just-
it happens.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It just happens. It's like up until like they start driving on the other side of the highway where
Yeah.
it's like, all right, now we're pushing it. But it's like, everything is kind of like within the realm of possibility.
Yeah, it's literally like flight delay, train break, rent-a-car's not there, and then they're driving on the wrong side of the highway.
Yeah. Oh, we got to hitchhike in the back of a milk truck, but we have to sit in the refrigerator.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Like a car getting on fire and actually being drivable. Like,
Well, yeah.
Exactly. Up until the point of them driving in the rent-a-car,
Yes.
I liked how realistic it is.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, and going
On
off
that-
this. Oh,
go ahead.
I was gonna
No,
say,
please.
going off like how realistic it is. You can like the characters are also relatable because
Mhm.
they crash out like people nowadays would crash out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Neil has a full-on monologue crashing out at
Yeah.
Del in the motel, and then he has multiple days after to travel with it.
Yeah.
I like that it was so it's just like the first night he has to spend any extra time with him. It's like, you know what? I can't fucking stand you, dude.
Yeah.
I'll sleep in the fucking lobby.
And my favorite part of that scene, too, is just how long the crash out goes on for. Like, you think he's going to stop, but he continues just berating Del. And you
Yeah.
can see on Del's face, he's just, like, taking it. And it's just, like, it hurts, but he's like, whatever. And then Neil keeps going. He doesn't stop. And then it's like, and another thing. And it's
You
like,
didn't
oh
notice
my
I was
God.
reading the vomit bag.
And then like Dell has the most like hard line in the movie. He's like, "I like me and I'm not changing." Like
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
like that's one of my favorite lines in the movie.
Oh,
was-
100%.
It's like
Yeah.
wow, like even after like like he doesn't care what other people think about him. He's like he wants to live his life like he wants to.
Mhm. On the kind of a similar vein of what we're talking about, in the locations and stuff, I love that they were actually like out on the road filming these scenes in these places, and it wasn't just like sound stages or whatever. Like they were, they were out on locations and filming. They were, for a lot of this movie, they were like they were filmed it all in New York, but they were like chasing the snow around New York. So they would drive to one place and film a bunch, and then drive to another place and film a bunch, and then drive to. So it was really like they were recreating the movie in making the movie.
Mhm.
But I just love like movies that actually, like a travel movie that's out on the road traveling is so it lends to a realism that you can't replicate on a soundstage.
Yeah.
There's a
that's-
couple green screen moments. There's a couple green screen moments,
Yeah.
but most are pretty good.
Yeah, that kind of reminds me of like one of my kind of pet peeves in movies and TV shows is like it's basically you're in like a set car and the guy's just like on the wheel just going like this. It's like, yeah, somebody
And you're
definitely
driving straight.
Yeah, you're like like how do you like I don't know. That's one of my
It's like
best
when
pet-
someone's playing video games and just mashing all the buttons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like-
In that too, when they're driving and there's like the conversation in the car, and then the driver goes like, and that's another thing, and turns towards the person and
For like-
talks to them,
yeah,
like,
for
you
like-
are driving, sir.
Yeah, for like 15 seconds too. They just like not look at the road. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I mean, to go back to your original point, I do like, because I feel like even road trip movies now, you don't get like that sense of location.
Mhm.
It's always like nondescript place. Like here, there is a sense of like, okay, we are kind of in the heart of America right now.
Yeah. Like the Braidwood Lodge feels like a place I would see. And
This
the
is-
other motel too.
Yeah,
It's like this is out in the Midwest somewhere.
This is like last resort. It's like 2 a.m. We've been driving all day. Fuck it, we're here.
There might be bed bugs, but I literally am going to sleep.
There's bed bugs, blood on the wall.
Yeah.
Don't care.
Have either of you ever been to like arrived at a motel and been like, oh fuck?
Yeah.
A couple of times, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not
not-
great. You pull up,
Well-
you're like, oh shit. We fucked up.
Not to prolong this, but yeah, when me and Aaryn went to Philadelphia for a Billie Eilish concert, we went to our first room. There was blood on the bed. It smelled like smoke, and I literally went back to the guy at the front desk. I was like, "We're not staying in that room." So we got another room, not much better. So after we stayed we were supposed to stay the entire weekend. We stayed one night. After the concert, it was like 11. We're like, we're just gonna drive back to Connecticut from Philadelphia.
Jesus.
We're like, we're not
I
doing
don't
this
blame
again.
you, honestly.
Yeah.
Those kind of places, it's just like, no thanks.
We got everything we needed to out of this.
Yeah. I also like kind of on the same travel. I always love in a movie that when they have like good B-roll of travel. It's like the plane taking off, which I'll talk about a little bit later. The train on the tracks, the scenery of with them driving, whatever. Like the B-roll that they put in, I always just find those quite enjoyable. And in this movie in particular, that stinger that they use every time they transition to something new, that country like whenever something goes wrong, that's just fun. They don't do that enough anymore.
Yeah.
Sam, what did you like? What else did you like?
Now let's see. Yeah, just a couple of onesie twosies. I think we.
Okay.
It's a very
I don't
common
know.
phrase.
That phrase that caught me off guard.
Just just a couple like one-off scenes kind of thing. Couple lines. I think the delivery of the lines were great too. John Candy's awesome at that in all of his roles. But yeah, so yeah, I think they pretty much covered everything else that I liked about it. So
Yeah, Connor, anything?
No, I mean, I think we did it pretty much. There's a bunch of lines that I know we're going to talk about
Yeah.
that were pretty much everything else.
I do have one more thing that I just want to mention is, obviously this movie is full of great comedic sequences, but there's some really good normal sequences, like just dramatic moments that I think help make the movie. The ending in particular at the train station, hanging out in the motel room, the second motel, and then Dell and his monologue to himself in the car out in the snow. Like those moments take you from like laughing and being like, look at these fucking idiots, to like, oh, this is either like these two are actually friends and like this is normal, or like this is heartbreaking. This this is so sad. They're done really well. All right, well, let's talk about what doesn't work, because there's probably some things that we didn't particularly enjoy about this movie. And I will start with one, the cold open in the office. I don't really care for. I thought it was very slow.
I think it perfectly captures elder management types.
Oh, for sure. But I put it on. I was like, man, I forget that we start this movie with him just going like,
yeah,
for like a minute. Like, woo.
I'm not mistaken. That the other executive in there, is that that actor, is that Ferris Bueller's dad?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It is Ferris Bueller's dad.
Because I know it's another John Hughes.
And the
Hughes was famous for that.
Yeah, and the airport announcer was the teacher, right?
Yep. Hughes had his guys that he often had just like kind of on standby. He was like, I need you for a bit. Come to the movie. You'll never make the 6.
Yeah.
I also have one of the things I didn't really like later in the movie, after Neil getting picked up by the balls and then the high-pitched voice in the subsequent scene. I thought that was kind of a lame little bit. I didn't really particularly like that.
Well, because they didn't show him getting picked up by the balls. They kind of just said it.
Yeah. I've never seen a man get picked up by his balls before.
Well, yeah, it was kind of embarrassing.
Yeah, it's like, all right, guys, come on. This is what we kept. You cut 75 minutes of this movie, and that's something you kept.
Yeah, I could have done without it.
Yeah. What about you guys? What do you not like?
The subplot with like his wife.
Oh yeah, I was
went
gonna bring
nowhere.
that up. Yeah, I was gonna go
Neil's wife, not Dell's wife.
Yeah.
Went nowhere. They would just like cut back to her and she's watching TV in bed, and it's just like, where's my husband?
There was definitely a lot more in what they cut.
You could tell,
but
we can only go by what we got. So
I wish they like
nowhere.
Yeah, I wish we got more with like his wife and the kids, like them doing stuff like outside of everything, and they're like, oh, we miss whoever, we miss him and stuff like that. But
yeah, like what if they went on a road trip to try to find him?
That would be interesting too.
I mean,
planes, trains, and automobiles too.
I mean, the movie was only 92 minutes long, so they could have easily added another half an hour.
I mean,
for sure. And on that point too, his wife, fucking what a bitch. She's just straight up like immediately. I was like, I don't understand what a storm in Chicago has to do with you being in Wichita. It's like the plane got moved. They got rerouted. Are you what the fuck are you talking about?
that is kind of stupid. It's like, what do you mean? Just tell the plane to land here.
Yeah,
it's like we can't.
I do have some more on my hot take, but like she's just just totally a bitch, and then she's like angry the rest of the movie and like heartbroken that it's like, dude, it's not his fault. He got he's rerouted. Train broke down. Like, what do you want him to do?
Tell God to turn off the weather, and then we could talk.
Like I won't speak for you guys, but I know of like I was traveling and I was like, I can't do anything about this. Like, we're getting rerouted. She'd be like, please be safe. Please get home safe.
Yeah, Aaryn would be like, hey, tell me where you are. I will drive out to come get you.
Yeah, literally.
I would do the same for her.
Neil's life is like, who's going to make the turkey? He's like, go fuck yourself. That's who. Oh, God. Um, I also the one of the things that didn't work for me was the idea of going the wrong way on the highway. While funny in the movie, would be totally obvious immediately that I'm on the wrong side of the road.
Yeah. I feel like even when the other car's like yelling at them, Neil is smart enough to realize that maybe they should be
It's
in
like,
the wrong.
Hey, there's cars driving my direction on the right of me. That's the right side of the road.
Yeah. Like, the trucks didn't just come out of nowhere.
Yeah. Oh, God. What else? What else didn't work?
Neil says multiple times that when someone does him wrong, that they're messing with the wrong guy. At no point does he do anything to prove that right.
Yeah. All talk.
Exactly. He's like, his cab gets stolen. Oh, you're messing with the wrong guy. And as soon as he comes face to face with the guy who stole his cab, oh, that's nice to meet you, man. I'm just going to sit here and I'll just stare at you.
Yeah, he's just going to fume in his chair.
Yeah, the rental car is not there. Oh, you're messing with the wrong guy. What are you going to do? You're going to get motherfucked by the rental car agency.
I will say, though, one of the things that annoyed me is like when they're in the airport at the beginning, and it's like, I know you stole my cab, whatever. He's like, and then Dell's like, I'm so sorry. Can't we buy you a hot dog and a beer? And then Neil's like, no. I'm like, dude, take the offer, man. I would add, if someone was like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna buy you food and beer. It's like 100%. My day's that much better. Thank you.
Yeah.
He's like, no. And then, of course, Dell's like, lists off like hot chocolate, tea, coffee, nothing. No,
Nope.
Well, let me know. It's like, and Neil's just like, no, go fuck yourself. It's like, Sam, what did you not like?
Not too much more else that we've already talked about. So I didn't really. I could have gone without the whole cab driver scene.
Doobie.
Yeah. So, I didn't. I guess that could lead into my hot take,
again, part of very much an expanded section of the movie in what was cut.
Yeah. Well, I guess I guess that could lead into like it was a short 1 hour 30 minutes, but
yeah,
I would kind of wish it was longer. We got to see a little bit more.
A 2.5 hour version of this movie I think is still really good.
Yeah.
And that kind of leads into my last two things that I didn't really work. One, the motel robbery, I just thought it was kind of shoehorned. But especially knowing that like there's a lot more backstory in the cut sequences, like the guy when they get to the motel, they order pizza. Pizza guy comes, and Dell only tips him $1, and then the pizza guy is the one who comes back and robs them.
Interesting.
And also, the pizza guy shakes up the beer and leaves it on for them, and that's why it ended up spilling all over the bed. Which is like an unexplained plot moment. So like that moment, if you have that explains a lot more of why just a random guy comes in and robs them in the motel.
Yeah, because it feels like it's very unexplained why that one room gets picked.
Yeah, exactly. And so it is the delivery guy that is getting revenge on Dell for leaving him a $1 tip. He steals all their money.
Okay. Well, then I guess this prompts another thing that didn't work for me. A lot's cut. I guess
a lot is cut.
And, I guess, like you're saying, a lot of it is in like the 4K. You can only watch what you can watch. So if you don't have the 4K, you just have to watch what you can watch.
Right.
So,
and it's, the 4K is just, it's like included footage, but it's not like a full extended cut of the movie. So a lot of the deleted stuff is like VHS quality, like extra scenes, unfinished, no music to them, just, sounds from set. And, a lot of those things you look at, it's like, this could have been in. Like, Em and I were watching some of it last night, and there's an extended sequence of when they're in the motel and they're in the bathroom, and Neil's taking a shower, and Del is on the other side. He's like lip syncing into the mirror, like singing songs with his toothbrush as a microphone while Del's trying to take a shower. You know, moments that are kind of more fun, and I don't know. It just there could have been a lot more. I think.
Yeah, I think when you have like a lot of stuff that would explain what actually makes into the movie gets cut, yeah, it does leave a lot that is confusing.
And then my last point that is just less what doesn't work and more just what I wish is like I wish we got some more locations of like outside of the motels. Like we get the two short scenes with the diners and the airports, but like give me them visiting something in the town that like, well, we're stuck here for tonight. We might as well go out to this bar. We might as well go see this thing while we're here. And then you get like it's really just like motel, diner, airport, motel, diner, like train station, then home.
Yeah, maybe throw in some more notable locations.
Yeah.
I agree with that one.
Well, anything else for what doesn't work?
Nope.
All right.
I don't think so.
Let's do best moments. So I've got 5 nominees for you. The first plane ride with Del. The first motel scene with the throat clearing and the insult monologue. The car rental scene, iconic. The car trip, especially John Candy singing "Mess Around," and then being pulled over by the cops in the destroyed vehicle. Any other? And then the second motel scene where they're just like bonding as friends. Any other best moments?
I got a couple.
Okay.
So Doobie's Taxi.
Okay.
Neil
Sam's like, no.
No. No, I just thought Doobie's Taxi is just hilarious. Neil trying to sing a song on the bus, but then it gets hijacked by the Flintstones.
Yeah.
I will be
no
talking
one
about
knows.
that.
Yeah. You said the car rental. You said mess around. Del talking to his dead wife in the car.
Yep.
Before like going back into the motel and they become friends. And then the train station scene.
Yeah.
Oh, and then there's
Sam,
a minor
any other
scene.
nominees? Oh, sorry.
No, it's good. It was just a minor scene of them when they meet Owen. He spits into his hand and shakes Neil's hand.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was an accident, but no one acknowledges it.
No, it is on purpose. That guy, they kind of just said like, you need to. This is a character that you're playing and do some weird shit, and that's one of the things that he did.
Yeah.
He also came up with the what was it like the that he was doing every other. Yeah, he came up with that as an improv. Sam, any other best moments?
I had the Steve Martin's crash out in the parking lot of the rental. One thing I did want to bring up for that is it reminds me of like when we used to have crash outs as kids, and we used to go into our room and like punch the air and scream in our pillow and like yell but not say anything.
Yeah. You get so mad, but you didn't want to get yelled at even more for yelling.
Right.
So you're like
Thumbnail.
Did we all live the same childhood?
That should be the thumbnail.
Did we all live the same childhood?
I think so.
I think it's just a universal experience.
And then I mean, I had the whole, pretty much the whole first motel scene, especially with I really like that line from John Candy about like how he's not changing kind of thing. So
yeah. All right. Well, let's vote on the best moment. I think for me, I love a lot of scenes, but as far as like pure iconic, it has to be the car rental at the counter. It's like everyone knows that scene. As far as like iconic scenes, if we weren't doing that, I am particular to for comedy. I like the plane ride with Del. I just think it's quite funny, but I am open to any other scenes as well.
I like the mess around scene.
Mess around is fantastic too.
Yeah, into the driving down the wrong side, and then when they cut to being skeletons, and then Del's the devil.
Yeah.
Good little bit of flash comedy.
Yeah, too, they had to do a full day of makeup for John Candy to be in that devil costume for literally 2 seconds.
Not even.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm good with the mess around. That's a fantastic scene. All right, and then we've retooled our best performance category to be the award goes to, which is more allows us to highlight more aspects of the film. So the idea is if you were to give an award to one thing from this movie, what are you giving it to? So this could be any of the performances. This could be things like cinematography, sound, visual effects, direction, script, whatever. So it's like kind of like all on the table. My nominee for the award is John Candy for his performance.
Yeah, I'm giving the best supporting actor to John Candy.
Mm-hmm. Sam?
Yeah. I mean, I was gonna go that too, but
all right.
I'll just go with like the line delivery.
So performance.
Yeah. The line, more specifically, like the lines that they were given and the improv, which again ties into the performance. So
yeah. Okay, so our first award, the Film Box Award, goes to John Candy.
Which is basically, we could have just done the best performance.
Yeah, we could have. But in future films, we will have more opportunity for more stuff. It just happened to be that we got a generational John Candy in this movie. All right, best quotes, because we got some. I've got a couple here. In the plane ride, there's 2 that are just iconic. He takes off his shoes and goes, "My dogs are barking." It's a great line. And then they're on the plane, and it's Neil, and the Chinese guy or whatever, I think it's Chinese guy, is laying on his shoulder sleeping, and then it pans over to Del sleeping, and he literally just wakes up and goes, $6 and my right nut says we're not making it to Chicago. It's a great line.
One.
And then we got Gus's son, Owen. Her first baby came out sideways. She didn't scream or nothing. It's a great line. And one of my favorite just subtle lines that M also loves too, when they get pulled over and the cop is like asking about the vehicle. And he's like, "Do any of your gauges work?" And he's like, "No, not a one." It's a confidence in the line that is just so hilarious.
No, not a one.
No, not a one. And he's like, "Do you have confidence in this vehicle?" It's like, "I do, officer. I really, truthfully, I do. I think, it may not look pretty, but it'll get you where to go." And it's like, "Any of your gauges?" No, not a one. It's just a great line. Any other quotes? That's just what I had written down.
I'm still $1 million short of being a millionaire.
Great
line. After he's like, "Neil, you play with your balls too much." He goes, Larry Bird doesn't do as much balls. Bird, I'm it again. Larry Bird doesn't do as much ball handling in one night as you do in 1 hour.
That's a great line.
And then he goes, "You know what would make me happy?" And Del goes, a couple balls and an extra set of fingers."
It's so good.
Great off the cuff.
Yeah. Sam, any quotes from you?
Yeah, I got to do the one that driving on the wrong side of the highway. How would he know which way I'm going?
That's a great line. So he says we're on the wrong side of the highway. How does he know which way we're going?
Yeah. No, he's just said you're going the wrong way. He's like,
yeah.
How does he know? Like,
how does he know which way we're going? And then they're both like, "Oh yeah, you're right."
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
And then one of my favorite, another one that I wrote down was he's like, what does unique mean? Latin for asshole?
That's a good one too.
Yeah.
And I have one more. It's not a line, but again, going back to the plane ride where John Candy's taking off his shoes and socks, and he takes it off and he just goes, "Oh!" It's just a great reaction. Yeah. It's not even a line. And then he takes the socks off. He's like, "Oh!" And then he's swinging the socks around in front of. It's just a great moment. It's so good.
Yeah.
All right. We don't have to pick a winner. I just wanted to highlight some of the quotes from this movie. But we do have another award we're bringing back into the fold a little bit called Heat Check. This is the best performance from a one-scene character. They come into the movie, they throw a million miles an hour, and then they leave. I've got 2 nominees for you. I've got Gus's son, Owen. Again, first baby came out sideways. She didn't scream or nothing. It's just a great... And then the hawking and the spitting on the hand, it was just great. But I think my personal winner is the clerk at the rent-a-car, who's on the phone, and she's like, oh, like having a good time talking to her sister. He's like, oh, you know, whatever. And then ends it with gobble, gobble. Iconic.
She is very good. I would pick her too.
Any other heat checks?
Kevin Bacon.
Kevin Bacon, yeah.
But I think I'll go with the lady at the clerk.
The counter lady.
The counter lady, yeah.
Who is, let's see, can I find the, Edie McClurg. As the car rental agent, who said she still gets asked to do gobble gobble hold blah 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 all the time. All right, next I've got a new category, like 2 new categories right in a row, but these will be fairly brief. I do want to highlight when we talk about these movies, on a more serious note, what else came out this year? Because each year we talk about these movies, there are some iconic films that come out every year, and 1987 was no different. So I want to run through all the movies that came out this year, starting with The Lost Boys, RoboCop and Predator, Full Metal Jacket, the Stanley Kubrick film, The Princess Bride, The Untouchables, Lethal Weapon, Evil Dead 2, Spaceballs. So we had a John Candy double feature of Spaceballs and Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Raising Arizona, one of the Coens' first real hits. Empire of the Sun, the Spielberg movie, The Running Man with Schwarzenegger. So we had Predator and The Running Man in the same year. Good Morning Vietnam with Robin Williams. Nightmare on Elm Street, Dream Warrior. Moonstruck, Cher's movie. 3 Men and a Baby, which was the highest grossing film of that year. Fatal Attraction, which was like top 3. And Best Picture winner, The Last Emperor. So kind of a very iconic year for movies. And that leads me into my next category here, which is called Paying Homage, which is, again, we started, I believe, last week's episode, but these are highlighting the influences that other films had on this movie, and there's actually quite a few. In the opening shot, or the opening scene, there's a shot of a plane taking off. That shot is actually standard film stock they also used from the film in the 1980 film Airplane. Which are both owned by Paramount, so they reused the same shot from that movie. In the bus singing sequence, where Del is singing the Flintstones, he saves Neil. Do you know the song that Neil is singing?
No, I was trying to figure it out.
It is called 3 Coins in the Fountain, and it is the title track from the 1954 movie 3 Coins in the Fountain, which, let's see, 3 Coins in the Fountain stars nobody. No, it's a Frank Sinatra movie. It's sung by Frank Sinatra.
Seems like a Frank Sinatra guy.
You got an Academy Award for Best Cinematography.
Yes, it did. The main title song, 3 Coins in the Fountain, sung by an uncredited Frank Sinatra, went on to become an enduring standard. I also have the scene in the hotel room where Del Griffith clears his sinuses is an ode to Felix Unger, who did the same thing in The Odd Couple from 1968. That movie stars Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau. When Neil tells the hotel desk clerk that he's been wearing the same underwear since Tuesday, and Del says, I can vouch for that, that remark is made several times in 1970s The Out-of-Towners by the wife Gwen to confirm George's version of the events about their travel difficulties. Steve Martin's character's racing Kevin Bacon's character for a taxi references the scene from the 1986 movie Quicksilver, which also stars Kevin Bacon. And finally here, the rural train station where Neil and Del buy the tickets for their ill-fated train ride is the exact same train station as seen in The Natural from 1984, the Robert Redford film. So there's your paying homage. And now we got to do our modern day recast, which is we will be recasting just Neil and Del because they're the only people that really mattered in this movie.
Sorry,
and Connor, I'll start with you for Neil. Who did you have?
So this is a tandem deal.
Okay.
So fuck, I literally had his name written down. Fuck, hold on, give me 1 second.
Well, Sam, I'll go to you.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so I was trying to. This is really hard to pick out because like Steve Martin and John Candy are just so like they're just you can't replace them, you know. But I think from what I think that could play the best Neil, I had John Mulaney.
Oh, see,
He
that's
was
a
on-
good one.
He was on my list.
Yeah, that's a great pick. I think that he could give that kind of energy. I had a couple different ideas, but I think the one that I really like the most is Adam Sandler because he has the ability to crash out like Neil does in this movie, and he's also, you know, obviously very funny. Also, Paul Rudd I think could just be like a more on the I am a businessman kind of deal. But I like the Adam Sandler pick. And Connor, can you find your pick?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, my first name that I wanted to shout out was Tim Robinson because, you know, king of crash outs. But I feel like he might be a bit too goofy for this. So I went with Jim Cummings because he's another good comedic actor who could play it serious. But like, I know I brought it up and when I talked about the Wolf of Snow Hollow for the 31 Days of Horror, he can crash out like the best of them.
Well, you said yours was a tandem deal, so I'll go back to you for your Dell, which I think was the hardest thing to cast.
Oh yeah.
So mine is Sam Richardson. So he is of Detroiters fame. He's been in I Think You Should Leave.
Okay.
Cameoed in New Girl. I think he could play like the kind of like idiot character. Hilarious as all hell. He's awesome.
I had two picks. One that I don't think is quite as good, but I wanted to mention it, especially if I'm going to pair it with Adam Sandler. Then I think Kevin James could actually probably do a pretty decent job, because they are friends in real life. I don't know. I just think that could be fun.
I don't know. I feel like these two might
they would
mesh.
not be able to act on the same level, but
Kevin James did Here Comes the Boom.
but my actual pick, and one that I actually quite like, is Josh Gad. I find him quite good as an actor, and he also has that same sort of like lovable a persona, but also is very funny and can get very serious. So Josh Gad is my real pick.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Make it sexy, Sam.
I really couldn't think about. I really couldn't think too much on this, so I think this is probably like a standard pick, but I'm going Paul Walter Hauser.
Yeah,
That's not a bad pick.
He's a really good one.
Yeah.
I could have gone Jack Black. I could have gone Jack Black.
No, absolutely not. Jack Black would butcher that role.
Trades automobiles.
Jesus. I just can't. I can't.
Speaking of, have you guys seen the Anaconda trailer? That's been
Absolutely
playing?
not.
I have.
Jeez, it's so bad.
Do you think it'll be better or worse than the original?
I don't
It
know.
has a real chance of being worse. I think it has a better chance of being worse than it does of being better.
But I was gonna say it has a chance of being better.
Yeah. Okay, hot takes. Who wants to start with their hot take?
I didn't really have one, kind of, so I'll start.
Okay.
It's more of a, it's not more of a hot take. It's more of like a kind of a wish. I just wish this movie was longer. I think it would have been better.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess the only hot take that I kind of would think that it would be better. I think this movie would be better if it was directed by a different person. I think Jim Abrahams would have been the perfect director for this kind of movie.
Interesting. See, that's a hot take.
Yeah.
There we go.
That
just made me think of another one.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, I think that parody would have been great.
Yeah.
Yeah, parody making stuff. So I might have some bias because I love Airplane and I just recently watched The Naked Guns, but
There would definitely be a lot more jokes per minute. That's for sure.
right. Yeah.
Connor, what's your hot take?
I got a bunch.
Oh God. Okay.
So first off, this is probably lighter. I don't think Dell is a great salesman when he's like selling the shower rings as earrings.
Yeah.
they're ugly as hell, and he's just like, well, this one is Michael Jordan's ring.
Yeah.
And people are just like, oh, fine, take it. This one's autographed by Michael Jackson.
Daryl Strawberry.
You can see. It's like, you can see that it's blank. It's plain.
Yeah. That was a little, the autograph ones, I was like, all right.
You can see, and then like when it cuts to like the girls wearing them, they are hideous.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it speaks to his prowess, though, that like he can convince them that it looks good, even though it's not.
You guys look like you're 19, 20, 21.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another one I got, these two tie together. You'd sooner find me dead than going on a cross-country road trip with a stranger I met and I didn't have a great first impression with.
Mm-hmm. I can agree
I'm
with
not
that.
doing that.
Yeah.
I'm not. Maybe it's the greatest road trip in my life. I'd kill myself first.
Yeah, I would be. I think I would do it, but I'd be very, very wary. Like, I would not. The first night in the motel where it's like, yeah, we have to share a room and a bed is like, nope, sorry, I'll find somewhere else to sleep. That's the end of my trip.
You got to remember, too, you do not like this person.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not doing this. But going off what you just said, sharing a bed with a stranger the first night you met, that's a body. That's a body.
No chance.
Yeah.
You gotta explain that one to your wife.
Yeah. No, that's
especially what you guys were doing in bed.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm.
Well, I've got one, and it's a plot hot take, and it is that Neil's wife is the complete reason that he's actually home. That everything in this movie happens. Because at the beginning, Neil says he promised his wife to be home from New York City by 9 p.m. And that's why he can't take the 8 o'clock. And it's like, how much of a bitch is this woman to be like, you must fly home. You must
You
fly
really
home
hate his
and-
wife.
Oh,
You
she's a
hate
fucking
women.
maniac. She's a maniac. He's like, you must be home by 9 p.m. Because you know that he didn't make that promise willingly. Like, she definitely made him make that promise. Flying home from Chicago to get home for and then, and if he had just taken the 8 p.m., yeah, it probably would have been delayed a little bit, but he would have been hanging out with his coworker friend. They would have been like, all right, we'll just stay. And then like by 9 p.m., everything was clear and they would have gotten on the plane and been home. She is the reason why everything in this movie happens, because he promises her to be home for 9 p.m. so he can't take the 8 o'clock.
I mean, the storm is still happening in Chicago. They're not getting into Chicago that night.
No, they do eventually though. Or like maybe it's like first thing the next day, because there are moments where it's like, oh, everything's cleared up. They show a moment where it's like everything's good, and I think it was if they had just stayed in the hotel like the second day, or in the airport the second day or something like that, they would have been fine.
Yeah, but then that doesn't matter if he stayed for the 6 or 8.
I don't know, maybe.
You just hate his wife.
I do. She's just a fucking bitch.
Listen, yeah, she has no bearing on the story whatsoever.
All right, next section I've got here, even though our friend Jasmine is not here, I do have a wonderful film theory that I want to talk about. Have you guys heard the theory of planes, trains, and automobiles, where Dell actually killed his wife and she's in the trunk? So this is a very popular theory, and that is that Del Griffith killed his wife, whether it is by accident or intentionally, and 8 years prior, and has been keeping her body in his trunk the entire time. Here are some facts to consider. This is a very long Reddit post, so this is from user endless underscore change.
Summarize it.
I'm lifting it a little bit. But here's some facts. Dell has at least 2 locks on the trunk to keep it securely locked. Dell's trunk appeared heavy enough to be impractical to carry alone. Within the film, it is almost always carried by 2 people. Dell never opened his trunk with anyone else around. The only time Dell is shown to open the trunk was when he was alone in his room at the Braidwood Inn while Neil was in the shower. And we don't see what's inside.
Close.
When Dell opened the trunk, he took out only 2 things, a pillow and a framed picture of his dead wife, Marie. And Dell mentioned pillows to Neil in 2 separate conversations at the Braidwood Inn. The first he mentioned explained why he carried his own pillow, which is an allergy pillow. And the second mention was when they woke up and Neil asked where Dell's other hand had been placed, only to recoil in horror about being in his butt cheeks. We saw a thief pick a lock to enter their room and rob their wallets, yet Dell and Neil never mentioned that the thief had robbed anything else in their room. While they ate lunch in the St. Louis diner, Dell casually mentioned to Neil that he had not been home in years. When Neil asked about it, Dell quickly equivocated on the issue and changed the subject. In just a 2-day span, we see that Dell is quite accident-prone. He accidentally left beers that exploded on the bed, managed to trap both of his arms while driving, unintentionally drove the wrong way down the interstate, set the car on fire, and shocked himself with a lighting fixture at the El Rancho, and later crashed the rental car into the motel. Part of Dell's bedtime routine was clearing his sinuses, and Dell admitted to Neil that he had no home, and Marie had been dead for 8 years. And so this says, we can then deduce the following to be true but cannot confirm. Dell must have had a reason he wanted to keep the trunk locked up tight. Obviously, it's got 2 locks on it. The inside of the trunk lid showed what appeared to be postcards on the inside. Dell may have corresponded with Marie before her death or other people via postcard at times when he was on the road, and these postcards may be blank saved correspondence or a combination of both. The thief at the Braidwood Inn may have ignored the trunk, but his ability to pick locks would have also given him an incentive to try, unless the locks were secure enough to prevent him from gaining access. And Dell's obesity combined with the sinus issues would have made him prone to suffering from a sleep disorder of some type, such as sleep apnea, somnambulism, or perhaps even night terrors. And we know that he was not always aware of his sleeping behavior, as shown when he woke up spooning Neil in bed at the Braidwood Inn. So the working theory of what happened, according to this user, is that Dell Griffith, home from another long work week, was enjoying a rare night to sleep in his own bed. Dell was next to his wife when he began having sleep issues. In a state of semi-consciousness, he grabbed his pillow, smothered Marie to death. Once he awoke and became aware that he had killed his wife in his sleep, Dell panicked, stuffed Marie's body into the trunk along with the murder weapon, the pillow, and a framed picture of Marie. And Dell took only what he could fit in his trunk, suitcase, and duffel bag to leave for his new existence of a permanent life on the road, selling shower curtain rings, no roots, no friends, only amiable acquaintances scattered in hotels and train stations across the country.
I don't buy that 1 second.
Yeah,
I kind of buy it. I kind of do buy
that's
it.
kind of.
I don't buy 1 second. I mean, he lives out of a trunk. It makes total sense that he's gonna make sure it's locked up if he's traveling a lot. Like when I went on a plane, I'm putting like a couple of locks on my suitcase, and that's just for like 1 week of clothes at most. If you're living out of a thing, yeah, you're gonna make sure that you,
especially with like his picture.
Oh yeah, that's probably his most prized possession.
Exactly.
Again, this is not my theory, but this is a very popular theory about this movie.
No, I know. I mean, the thief thing. I mean, the thief got the money. Why? He got the money. Why else do you pick around?
Yeah, the biggest thing for me that makes me think maybe this could be true is the size of the trunk, the fact that we never see what's in it. Like we never exclusively like look into the trunk, so we only see him pull out a pillow and a picture, and
Okay,
also
we don't look inside Neil's stuff. I mean,
yeah, but he's got
there
like
could be a
suitcase
head in there. Could be it.
I mean, to be fair, his suitcase does kind of explode on multiple different instances, and
That's
a bunch of
true.
paper falls out. But like, we don't see
Well,
what's
his
inside.
briefcase does.
He doesn't open it. It's locked up tight, and it's very heavy. Which again could be just that's all of his personal belongings because he's homeless, but it could also be the fact that it's a dead body.
Also, why would if you kill somebody, why would you continue to carry the body around? Why wouldn't you just get rid of it?
Well, Dell's not.
You
a
were just
very
asking to
smart
be
guy.
But we've seen that he can survive on the road. I think
This is true.
he has survival instincts.
Mm-hmm. So that is just a fun theory that I thought, with this movie, it's very, like I said, it's very, very popular. But what I do want to ask you is to come up with what happens the next day. 'Cause this is our own theories. Connor, I'll start with you. What happens the next day?
Neil has to have the very hard conversation to Dell about why he cannot stay at his house for the rest of his life.
Yeah. I had something very similar in that Dell cons his way into staying with Neil and his family long term, and they end up becoming friends and go on a crazy road trip, and then boom, we have Planes, Trains, and Automobiles 2, the sequel.
Yeah, Dell doesn't live there, but Neil goes into work the next day, and he's the new employee. And Dell's the new employee.
He's a new salesman.
Yes.
Then his next task is to advertise shower rings.
Yep. Then Dell buys the house next door, and he starts stalking them, and then it becomes a horror movie. All right, which Challenges cast member could do this role? It was tough, but I do think Mike Face could pull off Neil Page.
Maybe.
Yeah, I could kind of see that.
But no one I think could do it better than Steve and John. And then finally, the last category before we get to our final thoughts here is the prop. What prop are you taking home? I've got 3 options, but I want to hear what you guys want to take home.
I'm taking the massage bed.
Oh, the massage bed. Pop a quarter in and the height of luxury.
I'm taking Dell's little hat with the ear flaps.
Oh yeah, those are good. I got 2, but one that I really wanted. I'll just highlight the other one just because that was fun. Is his little wallet of shower curtain ring samples. He like flops out. It's like all different shower curtain. I just thought that was kind of cool. But the one that I really want is the book that John Candy is reading in the airport at the beginning of the movie. The Canadian Mounted. Fantastic. I want that book.
You perv.
Yeah, why don't you just take the booby magazines and doobies?
Just take Dewey's cap.
Honestly, that cap's fucking sick. Oh, man. Well, we've come to the end of our review, which means we got to give our scores for this movie. Sam, I will start with you. What is your score for Planes, Trains, and Automobiles?
Yeah, like we said before, I've seen clips and pieces of this movie. I know a couple of the iconic moments, but I've never seen it fully through. And I'm glad I finally actually did. This probably end up being like, an annual rewatch around Thanksgiving time for me. Really enjoyed all the comedy. Can't go wrong with John Candy. He's one of my favorite comedic actors of all time. I'll give this a solid 4 out of 5.
All right, Connor, do you want to go next?
Yeah, because I'm in the same boat. I'm at a 4 too. Or 4 as well.
4.2. No, that's it.
4.
You locked it in.
No, I didn't say 0.2. Sorry.
42.
42 out of 5.
42.
Yeah, 42 out of 5. No, I mean, I think if this had been more of a yearly watch for me, I feel like it would be bumped up, but it feels like a movie that would play really well if I was nostalgic to it, which I unfortunately just am not. But I think the comedy's pretty good. I love the chemistry between John Candy and Steve Martin. Again, some things that I would have tweaked. Maybe I just need to see the deleted scenes too, but when a movie has 75 minutes of cut scenes to fill in gaps, some stuff does kind of just happen.
Mm-hmm.
But kind of road trip buddy comedies aren't typically my thing, but this is very enjoyable. So yeah, that's why I'm giving it a 4.
Well, I will say this type of movie is very much my bag. I love buddy road trip comedies. When they're done really well, and this is one that's done really well. John Candy and Steve Martin are fantastic together. Immense chemistry. It's very funny, and it's very lighthearted. Like, this is a movie that I could just put on when I'm having a bad day, or when I'm, feeling a little nostalgic, or when I just want to have something on in the background that I can, like, pop in while I'm cleaning, or whatever, and then look over and be like, oh, I remember this scene. I'll watch for 2 minutes, and then I'll continue what I'm doing. It's kind of at that stage in my life of what kind of movie it is. And it's just so enjoyable. It's funny. It's got great locations. It's got great performances. And it's made by John Hughes, who is one of the best, directors of this kind of movie that you can find. So for that reason, I'm giving it a 4.5, and it's one of my favorites of this genre. So that brings us to an average score of 4.7, which is top 20 on our list here at 18, just above 500 Days of Summer, and tied with Scream, the original Scream. So that is where that lies. And that is going to do it for this episode of the Filmbox Podcast. If you liked what you listened to, you leave a rating, subscribe, follow us on your favorite podcast platform. If you're watching on YouTube, like the video and subscribe, and leave us a comment about how you feel about planes, trains, and automobiles. And yeah, you can go to our website for all kinds of great content. That's firstpicturehouse.com, and you can go to our socials. Those will be linked in the show notes below, especially on TikTok, where you can see all kinds of stuff about what we've been watching, which is really great. And then you can follow our Letterboxd so you can stay up to date on what we've been watching, and you don't have to wait for each episode to find out. So make sure to do all of that. And that is going to do it for this episode of the Filmbox Podcast. Happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you next time.
Gobble, gobble.